You know, Eyes Wide Shut was censored. And I'm not talking about when they put hooded figures in front of the sex scenes. That was done for the R-rated version. That's not what I'm talking about. That movie was released, and 2 weeks later, every print of it was recalled from theaters.
Didn't Kubrick die right after that?
No, he died before it. Kubrick died after he screened it for the first time privately for the actors and a few other people, and then he had a heart attack. Okay, so he would have been rolling over in his grave if he knew what I'm about to say, what happened, right? So they released this film, and 2 weeks later, I remember this distinctly, they recalled every reel from the cinemas and replaced it with a new reel, which had the soundtrack changed over the orgy scenes. So when Tom Cruise goes into the mansion of the Illuminati...
Can you get the originals anymore, or are they gone?
You don't know what I tried to do, okay?
I want to
Back
see
then
this.
day.
Yeah.
Anyway, when I was going to write that book about Kubrick.
All right.
It's impossible.
They're gone.
It's impossible.
This is so crazy.
I had to reconstruct it. I had to reconstruct it by getting the original soundtrack by Jocelyn Pook and taking the track and layering it on top of
What's the lyrics?
the scene. It's the Bhagavad Gita parallel scene.
God.
It's the Bhagavad, and the meaning of Eyes Wide Shut is in that scene with those lyrics, and they destroyed it.
I didn't even know.
Because
that.
when Cruise walks in, as the orgy scenes begin to unfold.
The dance of Shiva.
Well, no, it's to protect the righteous, to destroy the wicked. I come from age to age. And so it's these key lines from the battle scene of the Bhagavad Gita. And it repeats and repeats and repeats in Sanskrit. And it's Kubrick talking about these people who think they're running the world and the battle that's coming and what's going to happen to these people.
Yeah, they're just...
And, for fuck's sake. And this is the same man who made Lolita. And if you look at who Claire Quilty is supposed to be in that film, you think there's not a connection between him and the people in that mansion. And Kubrick was saying something very profound by quoting the Bhagavad Gita there. Mm-hmm. The same Stanley Kubrick who made Clockwork Orange, which is like one of the most Nietzschean films.
Movie messed up my life.
That is one of the most Nietzschean films that, you could imagine, right? And then this is why Kubrick never explained himself, because you want to talk about being canceled. If Stanley Kubrick ever had explained himself and what his movies mean, he'd have never made another film in his life. Yeah. As it is, Hollywood hated him.
Yeah, no, if he wasn't around for Twitter, he'd be done. Yeah.
Wait, who was Claire Quilty supposed to be?
A sex trafficker on behalf of the elites. Yeah, so Claire Quilty was Jeffrey Epstein, basically.
Yeah.
Super proto-Epstein.
This is wild. But this is how many articles are we going to see about another Catholic Church priest doing something? I mean, it's like, at some point, you got to just say, like, why does this keep happening?
Wow. Enough. It's enough already.
It's
enough already. Yeah. And the thing is, this is no longer a hypothetical question. That's the point I make throughout my entire corpus, especially when I'm talking about technology. This is no longer a hypothetical question. We're not sitting here like Plato or Francis Bacon writing The New Atlantis or Thomas More's Utopia or something and imagining what would be a more ideal society. No. We are 20 years at most from a technological singularity.
We're preventing society. We're not trying to build it. We're doing the opposite of what they're doing.
Yes. And so, look, there's no solution but the burning of the Library of Alexandria or the radical mutation and evolution of humanity. And as I keep saying, to belabor the point, evolution is an exclusionary mechanism. When evolution happens, a mutation is selected for, like those dinosaurs that had wings, right? There are a few, I'm not talking about pterodactyls. Yeah. The ones who had feathers.
Right.
They became birds. They flew up over the ash and lava that was suffocating the other dinosaurs to death, and they evolved into the birds that we see today. The other dinosaurs, you don't see them around anymore, right? Yeah. That's evolution. Evolution's a bitch. There's a selection pressure. It selects a mutation in a very small subset of a population, an adaptive mutation, and the rest go extinct. Except today, the selection pressure is the technological singularity.
It's the unfolding of reality. What we're talking, it's the Heraclitan unfolding of reality.